Hey guys, Lost here. So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately. Very fun game. It looks better than Origins in many ways. And it's kind of Assassin's Creed Origins 2.0. The graphics are more polished, it is smoother, and overall it's very nice to see in a brand new game. Another thing I really like about the game is the amount of player choice involved. They've put a lot more RPG elements into the game, which is new to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And one of the first choices you actually make is whether you would choose between Alexios or Cassandra. And my first choice, like I'm sure many other people, was to actually pick Cassandra. You know, playing as a female right off the start of the game in ancient times would probably be a pretty cool thing, and it would have a much more unique story in my mind. However, I did pick Alexios right at the beginning, once I realized that these choices were purely cosmetic and had little to no effect on how the game would be played. It was just a copy and paste over the main character narrative, so that no matter who you picked, the story would be pretty much no different from beginning to end. We only really saw Alexios in the advertisements, so when I saw that Cassandra was there to play, I would have assumed that there would have been a separate story for her. Rather than her just hitching a ride on Alexios' story, I find it kind of strange that a new game which prides itself on all of its choice options makes the very first choice you make in the game basically completely irrelevant to how the game will unfold. And that's when I realized what exactly was going on here. Ubisoft, you f***ed up! In July, Melissa Macubre, the current narrative director for Ubisoft Montreal, was asked about the challenges of writing a female main character into the game. Let me break down for you what she said. It was important to me that if we were going to let you choose if you're going to play as a man or a woman, which is awesome because I think everyone should be equal, it should be an equal experience. I was really adamant that we not make it a bad experience for someone who chose a female character. If their experiences are vastly different, you can make someone feel bad about making a certain choice. God forbid that happens in an RPG. When you think of historical fiction, there are a lot of naysayers who say things like, oh well, this isn't historically accurate. But I don't think they realize that it would suck to have people yelling at you because you're a woman for the entire game. No, 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 no! Could you imagine if we took one of this franchise's staple features, historical authenticity, as a relevant piece of information in which to judge a new title by? Oh, the humanity, Melissa. Assassin's Creed never bothered to make you feel uncomfortable when the Native American main character in Assassin's Creed 3 was literally called a savage in-game, or when another character in-game told you that it would be better to be Spanish than Native, but both were still better than being black. These kinds of things I happen to enjoy in the Assassin's Creed franchise because it adds so much depth, authenticity, and character to the people you're playing. And by the way, Melissa, they don't have to be belittled the entire game for these types of things to occur. But wait, there's more. It would have been terrible if we made a game where people were constantly berating you for being different. That's not something you have fun in. I was adamant that we didn't call out gender differences. At the end of the day, we're making a video game, not a historical documentary. In the spirit of equality, I wanted to make sure you weren't getting a different experience for the wrong reasons. Okay. Now, I do happen to agree with her on one thing in that paragraph, when she says that we do want to make a game and we want it to be fun, and that's the first priority, obviously. And that is a very, very valid argument. The other thing I wanted to address, where she says that they're making a game and not a historical documentary, might I remind her that the very appeal of Assassin's Creed came from being able to run around all types of different time periods in a fairly accurate setting. Now, of course, they have all the gods, the lights, and the pieces of Eden and all that, but the overall premise is that the history portion actually took place and takes place in today's world. In the third and final paragraph, she says, it actually presented us with a really interesting challenge of designing a character with two different genders. There's also the fact that they're voiced by different actors, so they each add their own flavor to the character. I'm actually really happy that I got to work with both, because I got to learn so much more about how to tell a story that fits a person rather than just a gender. So essentially what I'm getting from that is that they took their female character to help solve the problem with inequality and took the femininity all out of her and all the responsibilities that come with that, and just pretty much made her into a man. Well, that backfired a little. Your solution to inequality was to turn the women into men. Somebody should remind her that women in Assassin's Creed was never an issue. Might I remind her that in Origins, one of the most well-known assassinations throughout all of human history was perpetrated by a woman. All of the other female characters in the franchise were just characters. I don't know how much more equal you can get than that. Never once did I say, a woman in Assassin's Creed? Preposterous! Basically what I'm saying to you lady gamers is, you're already in the club. We're taking as many of you as we can get. And unfortunately for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they sacrificed a possibly great female story arc for the sake of equality. It's kind of like this. Remember in the Disney movie Mulan when she walks into the war camp, her chest held high, she's walking like an idiot, trying to act like a man, and she's all like, "Hello, fellow male," because she thinks that's what she has to do, when we're all thinking, bruh, if you would just walk like a normal human being, nobody would be able to tell the difference. Well, that's exactly right, unless of course you have a little dragon whispering in your ear telling you what to do. And I'm sure you might be thinking, okay, I get it, but what's the point? Why does this all really matter? Which I have to say, why somebody does something is extremely important. Let's say you are walking on the street and you just punch a dog right in the face because you're an evil human being and you want to watch it suffer. Well, my friend, that's not very nice and I don't want to go anywhere near you. However, if a German Shepherd comes on the street and starts biting your leg off, you know what? You might want to punch away. If you're helping an old lady across the street because it looks like she's suffering and she needs help and you feel bad, then great, go out and help. You're an awesome person for doing that. But if you're helping her across the street because you're going to take her purse at the end, well, that's a little different. And if you kill somebody because they cut you off in traffic, my friend, you belong in jail. However, if you kill somebody in self-defense when they break into your home and you're protecting your family, well, you should walk free. Point being, why you do something matters. And changing a game because you're trying to push a narrative, I don't like regardless of what that narrative is. Sorry, Melissa, gamers don't like social justice warriors. Look at Rome 2 Total War, who is getting review bombed left and right because of it, and also a certain Battlefield game is not doing too hot either. This is a warning to Ubisoft. Don't go down that path. You got away with it this time since it's hidden under the layer of RPG and choice making in a game. Thankfully for your fans and for you, it's worked out well. And although it could have turned out worse, I think it could have turned out better. Backpedaling a bit, I find it strange that in Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag, and Freedom Cry, they had no problem bringing up things like race in the game. But when it gets near women, all of a sudden, ooh, we gotta make everybody feel good. I think we can all agree, if they included some time period authentic sexism in it, that would make the game a little bit more fun. Not because I enjoy degrading women, but because it would make people realize, oh yeah, this stuff actively happened in history, and it was a very real part of many cultures throughout the world. And I know me saying that makes it sound like I'm mad that there's not enough sexism in the game. That's not it at all. It's the agenda that's being pushed behind the lack of historical authenticity. In an interview with Melissa the day that Odyssey launched, she was asked, well, which does she prefer, Alexios or Cassandra? And she said, Cassandra. They're both good. They both bring a lot of unique things to the story, though. Well, Melissa, I would like to see some of those differences. All in all, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great game. It really is. It's a lot of fun, and I know that's all you can really ask for from games nowadays. So yes, despite that entire rant, I'm going to continue playing the game. And I look forward to see where the story takes me, Alexios. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We are getting to the end here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys later.